There we go. Well, I hoped you enjoyed that that intro, because I purposely let it play and included the title card just to show you what exactly we're getting into. So I've spun the wheel, and we have a new set on the horizon, which obviously you had to realize is going to be the case. Garfield is done at the end of the day. So yeah, and the new set we're looking at is the Code Monkeys. Yeah, I spun the wheel and the Code Monkeys came up, believe it or not. Now, you're probably a little bit confused about what exactly you're looking at, but we'll get to that. So, yeah, I spun the wheel and the Code Monkeys is what popped up, which is, if you don't know the Code Monkeys, they're a terrible developer. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna mute the game a minute because I'm testing a new emulator here called PCSXR for PS1 emulation. So I was hoping to get an emulator that I can smooth out the textures. And yeah, I'm looking at the game, looks great. But obviously the sound's a little bit fucky, so I'm gonna have to have a little play around. But yeah, so I spun the wheel, Code Monkeys came up, and Code Monkeys is the developer of those horrific Dingo Pictures movie games that they did for Phoenix Games. So of course the Code Monkeys was going to get added at some point. And so here we are. We're going to be looking at 6 games that the Code Monkeys did. Starting out with this game, Livewire for PlayStation 1. We're actually going to be looking at 3 PlayStation 1 games for the Code Monkeys, and then the other 3, well, you'll just have to wait and see. I've tried to go with the Code Monkeys, from what I can see, have done a lot of ports. They've done quite a lot of ports of games. So I've purposely tried to pick games that they have, basically original games that they did. Because hell my word, they did a lot of ports. And obviously, as always, I try to do 5th generation and older, so that's why we're looking at the PlayStation 1. Because they did do some games back before this on like the Genesis and whatnot and on all that, so I was like, okay. But yeah, we're going to be looking at Code Monkeys games. Now, obviously the sound was a bit fucky and all that because I'm playing around with the settings, see what I can get to work. Oh, now it's come up with okay. It's just the sound's a little bit screwy, isn't it? And obviously then we've got black screen here. I'm going to have a little play around and I'll be back, so bear with me. Okay, so we're back to here now. Hopefully fix the sound from sounding too all over the place. So I'm also messed around with a little bit with the graphical settings, so hopefully we can play this without issue and play this nice and smoothed out. And, you know, look, at the end of the day, that's the reason why I like doing PS2 games on PCSX2 in Vulkan. Yeah, see, look how nice and smoothed out this looks. Very nice. Which is what we want. So it looks like this is some kind of puzzle game of some kind. Oh yeah, I forgot to say obviously to you, as I was messing around with the emulation settings, that it's obviously published by SCI. There we go. Obviously, I must have pressed X just as it was going to demo. It was published by SCI and released in April 1999. It was actually released exclusively in Europe, which is interesting. So, okay, I guess we'll go with that. We'll accept that. And what do we have? We have Oceanic Level 1, Options, Wild West Level 1, Funfair Level 1, Space Level 1, and Spooky Level 1. Well, Spooky's got my attention, so let's do Spooky. Looks like are we versing against other people? Well, not other people, you know, but computers. So, yeah, it looks like a puzzle game where you've got to change tiles to be the same color as you are. So I got to change tiles to red. So here we are. That's what it looks like anyway. So yeah, we go up here. We can keep going up, and then we can go down. And okay. Got hit me. Got hit again. I am so confused right now about how this game works. But mainly, I tell you why I'm confused. I'm so confused simply because I don't quite understand. I keep getting hit by something. I don't even know what I'm getting hit by. So now I've zoomed out. And triangle zooms back. I don't know what I'm doing. Keep getting hit by something. I don't even know what's happening. Okay. Am I supposed to move this here? So I'm pressing right on the... I don't understand this. I assume pressing right on the D-pad would have him go right in the next direction. But he doesn't. How do I flip tiles? Okay, how do I... Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. Here. I'm very confused. Because it showed in the demo that you just circle... I thought it was going to be like Quicks, where you just draw a square and then boom, there's your tiles. So as long as you connect the joints. That does not seem to be the case. Which leads me to believe I've got to press some kind of button. I don't understand. So I go up, move that direction, then move this direction. There's a ghost here. The ghost just attacked me. Look, I can't... For some reason, it won't let me go right there. I wanted to go right there, but it didn't let me go right. So I just don't under... Okay, I've managed to turn these now. Okay, so over here, then right again. But look at this! Why is it not turning? Why is it... It's not turning from green to red for some reason. Yeah, but what, I just don't get this. Okay, I really do not understand how this game works. And I died. What a horrible game. No, okay, I will always be the first to say, if people can't pick up and play your game, you have failed. I will always say it every single time. You have failed. You have failed in your creation of a game. Look, I drew squares around 3 of those fucking tiles, and yet no, doesn't count. I will always say, if people can't pick up and play your game without any understanding of how the game works, you have failed. I always say it. I always will say it. Oh, maybe you should look at the manual. I don't have the manual. Back when you were a kid, most kids... let's be honest with you. It's only manuals are a thing of the past nowadays. But even back then, I will always speak from experience. None of my PlayStation, okay, maybe not none, but 90% of my PlayStation 1 games were pre-owned. Actually, no, 100% of my I'm trying to get it exactly right. 100% of my PS1 games were pre-owned. 90% of my PS1 games came with either out a dual case and or manual. So it was either I had the dual case and the disc with no manual, or I had just the game disc, right? So you tell me again how I'm supposed to have the manual. When you're a kid, you got what you got, right? You got what you got. So it's very likely a kid could have easily got this game as just the disc. And imagine getting this as just the disc and playing this and being like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck am I playing? I will say it every single time. Every single time. It's no excuse on the developer's part. They could have at least had something. Some little thing appear. So, I'm going to draw a square around this. I think it does it. Oh, God. It's something. Okay, so we've changed that. So if I draw a square around that, okay. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand. You've got to be real quick with this. I'm still not 100%. I kind of get how I'm supposed to turn things. But I own no squares, and for some reason it's not giving me the ability to turn these squares from green to red. Because he hasn't even, like, I can swip that. Am I supposed to go around it twice? And I died again. It's not a good game. It's not good. I'll tell you why it's not a good game. It's not good because you're supposed to turn these tiles. What? Fantastic. I have no control over this dude. Okay, there we go. I have no clue. The other problem this game has is it doesn't read your button inputs properly. So you could be, so let's say for example, I'm here, I want to go right. I click right. Okay, he turned right, but he doesn't always turn right. Sometimes he'll just ignore you and go a different direction. Got hit by the tree again. I don't even know how the tree's hitting me, because, and I don't think I can, it's just, it's such a strange game, this. It's so strange. Who would have thought that the very first game... I'm just chasing this dude. Round and round and round. Who would have thought, right, that one of the first games I played from the Code Monkeys would end up being this weird abomination? Like, okay, why? I've just drew a red... We're going to run out of time anyway, but I just drew a red circle. At least I've got 3. But I just drew a red square around the enemy's green square. Does that not then change it to mine? Is this not like Qbert? I'm gonna be dead honest with you. This game is just weird. It is incredibly weird. The controls don't really translate very well. Again, I feel like this is the type of game that even with the manual, I would still struggle to understand how it plays. I reckon I would still struggle. Because I reckon it's just too weird. So what's the thing? Do we turn the tiles? I guess these are the ones the tiles that have icons on them. Like the little smiley face. And the question mark are like power-ups and other stuff. It's just, yeah. It's weird. It's incredibly weird. I would have rather it been... Tell you how to fix this game. Have it be like the mini-game in Crash Bash where you're jumping on a pogo stick from one platform to the next. At least then, you know it's yours. You've landed on that platform. You've made it yours. You move on to the next one. And then if other people cross your platform's path, that changes to theirs. But then you could have had that when certain squares you land on have power-ups, and that does certain things to enemies. This game is just confusing. That's just the bottom line for me. It's just a confusing kind of mess. And yeah, okay, the manual might help, but at the same time, I personally believe it wouldn't really help me very much. But yeah, that's not a very good start for the Code Monkeys. But then again, I'm not expecting much. It is the Code Monkeys. So that was Livewire. I apologize if the gameplay is literally me just complaining that I don't understand how to play the game. But when the game is just like, when it's like this, How can you? I don't understand how someone could blame me. If this is if you love this game when you were a kid, me and you need to have words. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I do not want to play any more of this hot mess. I've been Bio. Thanks for watching. What a good start for the set, huh? I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.